Hey Yuri, thanks a lot for
What's going on?
making time for this. Appreciate it. As you know, we're about to open up enrollment for the association, and a lot of PhDs, whether they're grad students or postdocs, they have a lot of questions, and sometimes it's hard to jump right into something without knowing whether or not there's actual benefits.
Sure.
And in your case, when you joined the association, you walked away with a new position. You transitioned into a medical science liaison role. And so again, thank you for making time. And maybe we can jump in and start with what you do and what role you transitioned into more specifically.
Sure. So got an offer about 2 weeks ago, and I'm transitioning to a medical science liaison role at Bristol-Myers Squibb, and it's going to be a rheumatology role. So my background is in immunoscience, molecular genetics, so it fits my expertise. So it was a good break for me, but again, I couldn't have done it without CSA and all the guidance and the blueprint that they provided for me, for sure.
Hey, well, thanks. And yeah, just to back it up a bit, what was why did you join in the first place? Like, what made you want to join the program?
Sure. So it's actually kind of interesting. I was getting a lot of forwards from your blog posts from my fellow postdocs, and I was like, this is really interesting. So then the next step was joining the LinkedIn group, and that's when I found out about CSA. And all the value you guys provided in the LinkedIn group, a lot of the sorry, let me fix this camera. A lot of the awesome kind of tips, like interview tips, resume tips. I was like, oh man, there's got to be more to this. I think I'm missing something here, because I wasn't getting a lot of responses from when I was trying to apply for jobs. I wasn't getting phone interviews. I wasn't getting in-person interviews. I wasn't even getting any contacts in the industry. So after reading a lot of the posts, a lot of your LinkedIn entries, I thought maybe this is the place for me, and gave it a shot. So that was pretty much it. But I mean, the just the fact that your free content was like so valuable. I was like, if I wonder what will happen if I pay for this stuff, it's probably going to be 10x the value. So I took a shot.
Yeah, great. And I guess on that note, once you joined, what were some of like the immediate benefits you saw? Like, was the content worth it? What help did you get right away?
So immediately. So one thing I want to tell people before joining is, like, you will have to do the work. You'll have to take all the action to get stuff done. However, CSA provides probably the best blueprint out there that I've seen as far as entering the industry and transitioning out of academia. So initially, the best thing that I saw was how hard you guys were networking, and that's something I was not doing at all. And then as you know, as I've talked to you and other associates, that was the key for me to break in, is networking, making those contracts, making those inroads into the industry, and that was the key for me. I wasn't doing any of it. I mean, I had that special snowflake syndrome where I thought, oh, I have the PhD. People should be calling me. I've 12 plus years of experience, and I'm awesome. But nobody gave a crap, because nobody saw me. Nobody knew what I was doing. Yeah. Nobody cared about what I could do for the company, what value I could provide for the company. And that was a turning point for me. The kind of light bulb went off, and I was like, man, it doesn't matter what I do if nobody knows about it. So so that was key. Another thing, the whole concept of CV versus resume was very new to me. I was always focused on publications. I was focused on presentations. How many I can do, pretty much just filling it up, 4, 5, 6 pages, how big I can make it. Only realizing that nobody's reading that. Nobody's even coming close to the second page on my CV. So that was key for me. Just polishing my industry resume with your help and with Laura's help and everyone else in the group. That was also key for me, because I felt like people knew that I was ready. I was the way I was wording my resume was very results oriented, and that was, I feel like, the key for the company. They saw value in me in the way I was presenting my resume, my cover letters, etc. And I thought that was really helpful too. So those two things, I'd say, networking and just polishing your resume and all your scripts when you contact these people.
Absolutely. And then just one of the last questions I had is, you were very active in the private group, the association group, and it's kind of a rare thing. There's not really that support network out there for PhDs. So what was it like for you, your experience in the group? Did you find it helpful? Maybe you could talk about it for a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. That was probably, a lot of people ask me right now, I get emails from, oh, should I join, should I not join? And I always tell people, I felt like Facebook group was instrumental in my success, primarily because you get immediate feedback on everything. People post resumes, people post scripts of I mean, the most basic stuff like I don't know, like thank you letters, follow-up letters, just anything. There's no question is dumb. Everything is received and addressed very constructively. And I felt that was huge because I felt like I can ask you guys anything. I mean, and I didn't feel pressured or insecure about asking really any question. And like even I'm trying to think of specific examples, but even stuff like people posting their CVs and resumes, I would literally borrow the formats of these people and like apply it as my own. Because I mean, obviously we'll have different backgrounds, but we know what works. We see what works, and that was huge. And just a lot of times, a lot of the stuff was accomplished behind the scenes through private messaging. Some people like, hey man, I saw you struggling with this. So here's what worked for me. People will just PM you, not even you or Laura, just other associates, other CSAs will just help you out of their own good heart. And I felt that was huge. And I got a lot accomplished in a very, very short time period. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, great. Yeah. Again, thanks for taking time out to do this.
Problem.
I know you're a busy man now. So,
man, I can't thank you enough. Yeah, I'm just the transition's been great. Just a lot of studying right now for the next couple months. But no, I can't be happier.
All right. Look forward to watching your career success from here on out. Take it easy.
Thanks.